Hi, good morning. See, this is a simple question, but there might be a little tricky in this question. Just check it once. If this quadratic equation has roots which are both integers, okay, then it is simply asking us to compute difference between those two roots. Alright, and given a is equal to 1 and b as c, okay, then how do you do this? Then solution of this and this quantity is, okay, let's try to plug in this constant here. So a is equal to 1, so x square, and b is given to us c, right? So b is, that is c is equal to b, and this quantity is 0. So I can just assume this b as b or something else. So I just want to modify this further. X square plus k times x plus k is equal to say 0. What we have considered is that b is equal to c is equal to k. Okay. Then now he's saying that the roots of this, let roots be alpha and beta. Now from this we could say that sum of the roots that is say alpha plus beta is negative k, and product of the roots, that is alpha times beta, is positive k. How are you doing this? Yeah. For example, let's take a general quadratic equation. If it is a general quadratic equation, you have ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Say alpha, beta be the roots of this quadratic equation. In this case, you can factorize this like x minus alpha times x minus beta equal to 0, and further you can expand this, that is x squared minus alpha plus beta times x plus alpha beta equal to 0. And now here you have sum of the roots alpha plus beta, and product of the roots we have alpha beta. Now just compare this equation with this equation, and then we get sum of the roots equal to negative k, and product of the roots we have positive k. So now what can we do? He is asking us to compute alpha minus beta. So my duster, okay. He is asking us to compute alpha minus beta. So you have alpha plus beta, and also you have alpha beta. Then how to compute alpha minus beta? So definitely you require alpha and beta individually to compute this, because in this case we don't have any other choice, right? So therefore what to do? Let's do something to simplify this. Okay. So just remember this. You have alpha plus beta is minus k, and alpha beta is equal to positive k. So bearing this in mind, let's try to simplify that for alpha minus beta. Okay, let's simplify for alpha minus beta. How come? See, we have here alpha plus beta and alpha beta. Let's try to add these two. Alpha plus beta plus alpha beta is equal to 0. Okay, and from this, because you see minus k plus k equal to 0 you have, now I can take alpha as common. I would get alpha into 1 plus beta equal to 0. So now alpha is negative beta by 1 plus beta. Similarly, what do you do? From the same thing, if I take beta as common, so I would get beta 1 plus alpha is equal to negative alpha. So beta must be negative alpha by 1 plus alpha. Yes or not? Alright. Now you tell me, given the roots of this quadratic equation must be integers. Okay, the roots must be integers means the ratio whatever we have must also be integers. Now how come it's possible? How the ratio become integers here? Now for some values of beta and alpha, definitely we can make this alpha and beta. We can satisfy this alpha beta being just like this. Okay. So now what do we take? See, for beta is equal to, say, if I take beta is equal to 0. Okay, if I take beta equal to 0, then alpha equal to what here? 0 by 1 plus 0. So this is 0. Okay, can be an integer, right? So now also I take beta is equal to, say, negative 1. If I take beta is equal to negative 1, is it possible now? So this becomes undefined. So if I take beta is equal to positive 1, so 1 by 2, not integer. So what do? Can I take beta is equal to 2? 2 by 3 minus 2 by 3, no, not integer. So if I take beta is equal to negative 2, then what you get? If I do this, alpha is equal to, you get positive 2 by 1 minus 2, so you get minus 2. Okay, so therefore for beta is equal to 0 and beta is equal to minus 2, alpha could be integer like this. 0 and minus are also integers, right? So now this is the only case we have to make alpha integer. Okay, just to satisfy alpha integer like this. Now how do you get this beta? How do you ensure that beta is also integer? For same values of alpha, that means alpha must be 0 and again alpha must be negative 2. For this alpha 0 and minus 2, beta must be again an integer. Okay, so therefore this is the only case. This is the only case we can ensure alpha and beta being integers, right? So therefore now beta 0, alpha 0, beta minus 2, alpha minus 2. So in this case both are same. So if both are same, this alpha minus beta must be 0. That's it. Simple. Yeah. So if you think this is a traditional method, this is taking time, it's giving you time in getting the answer, then what you do? You have another way of doing this. Yeah. We know that alpha plus beta we obtained negative k, and alpha into beta equal to we obtained positive k. So therefore if I add these two quantities, alpha plus alpha beta, then minus k plus k right hand side becomes 0. Now what you do, adding 1 on both sides, adding 1 on both sides. Yeah, designate this by equation 1 on both sides of say 1. Then what we get here? So we get alpha plus beta plus alpha beta plus 1 is equal to 1. Okay. Now from this what you do? Okay, if I take, now what I take now here, you see, okay, let me add these two, alpha plus 1, say alpha plus 1 plus, I can take a beta common, again we get 1 plus alpha, this must be equal to 1. Yeah, so again from this what do you do? So again from this, yeah, what we can make here, we can do it this way, alpha plus 1 times beta plus 1 is equal to 1. Now given alpha and beta are integers. If alpha and beta are integers, alpha plus 1, beta plus 1 must also be integers. Yeah, both must be again integers. So what is the only case that alpha plus 1, beta plus 1 must be integers and this product must be equal to again 1? What is the only case you have? The only case is we can choose alpha plus 1 is equal to 1 or beta plus 1 is equal to 1. Yeah? So because alpha plus 1 must be an integer. If alpha integer, alpha plus 1 also integer, beta plus 1 also integer. This is the case you have. So therefore 1 multiplied by 1 is 1 satisfied. And what is other case you have? Other case you have like this. If alpha plus 1 equal to negative 1 and beta plus 1 is equal to again negative 1, then you have negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. So again satisfied. So either you go for method 1 or this simplified method 2. Whichever you go, the answer is, final answer is what? Alpha minus beta must be 0. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.